How's it going, YouTube? This is Stranger Eye, and today we have the Monday weekend sales recap. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope you're having a good Monday. Hope you have a good rest of your week. What's up? What's new? What's exciting? How are we? For you guys that are impatient, you can skip ahead like 5 minutes. I'm still talking. Maybe skip ahead another 5 minutes. We'll do a little recap here. By the title saying last week was a dumpster fire. It indeed was a dumpster fire, literally and figuratively. So the weekend was Memorial Day weekend, so it would have been a good Monday weekend sales recap on a Tuesday because of the big sale I ran. But fortunately, life got a little crazy last week. Had some issues with my dog. He super lame in his rear leg, couldn't walk very well, so I had to take him in on Tuesday, and then he is apparently okay, but now he's like, I don't know, it's a mess. Like he's a senior, so like, you know, it's something you start to expect when they get older. But he went from being completely normal, like literally like a couple weeks ago, to like barely being able to walk, not playing. So we're jogging through that right now, trying to figure that all out. And then when I say dumpster fire, literally and figuratively, so I think it was Wednesday, I saw a fire truck roll down the street and start to slow down, like right at my house. And literally right up the street, somebody just moved in and they are clearing out the house into a industrial dumpster. They rented a dumpster to throw everything out, and it was rolling. It was on fire and it was rolling. So the fire department had to get called. This road was closed off, and they were put out to that fire. They put it out really quick, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. But if they wouldn't have gotten to it quick enough, there was a shed right behind it, and there was a big barn right next to it. So it would have been probably catastrophic for them had they not gotten there and taken care of it. It probably would have lit the shed. After the shed, that probably would have been it. It probably would have caught the barn, and then the barn would have rolled, caught the house, and it probably just would have been a total loss. So fortunate for them, it didn't happen. But yeah, when I say literally there was a dumpster fire, there was indeed a dumpster fire. I didn't get any photos or videos of it. I didn't have my phone when I walked outside, but yeah. So that, and then again with the dog, and then it was just a really awkward, messed up, not great overall week. It just, yeah. So I didn't do the video then. I got everybody's stuff shipped out way late last week. I really do apologize to anyone that's a repeat customer for that. Luckily, USPS has been pretty speedy. I see, even though stuff literally just got shipped out on Saturday, and when I say late, I mean like I literally didn't get it out till Saturday. A lot of people's stuff is getting delivered today already, so it really didn't cost that much time. Maybe you would have got it last week yet, but yeah. So again, I do apologize to everybody for, one, not doing a video last week, and number two, to anyone that's a repeat customer and watches the channel, I apologize that I didn't get your stuff shipped out on time. That's not usually like me, but again, it was just a mess of a week. Yeah, I'm not gonna make any more excuses for it than that. It was just yeah, it was something. A dumpster fire indeed. So that being said, here we are, next Monday weekend sales recap here. What was I gonna say? I do have another video already recorded, an opening video with some destined rivals that's gonna go up this week. You'll probably get a PSA submission video next week with the Monday weekend sales recap, and then maybe like the following week will be 2 videos with a what did I buy series video. Or actually, I lie. There's a PSA return that I have right now that is in assembly, so we're hoping to get that back soon. So that'll be somewhere near in the future here. So yeah, some stuff to look forward to. We'll get there. We're rocking and rolling, and expect a ton of cards to hit the store this week. A portion, probably like 10-15% of it graded, and then the rest of it just a ton of singles. A lot of stuff getting relisted and repriced that's already in the store. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Another thing, I will have a gripe with all of you viewers right now. So I asked when I first got monetized if there were too many ads being played, and if it was an issue, and nobody replied or said anything. So I happened to click the other day on monetizing the videos, and I realized that the ads that are playing right now on my videos, it's like one every like 3 or 4 minutes, and nobody said anything to me. But I did realize like my viewership definitely went down a little bit. So I'm like, oh my God, dude, like I wouldn't want to watch this video either if like I'm getting ads played every like 3-4 minutes. Like that's horrible. So especially with how long some of my videos are. And this is, I guess, like auto default what YouTube does. So I went back in the last couple videos and I cut it in half, literally just like made one at the beginning and then cut all of them like in the middle, like so that it's literally half of the ads. And I've already gotten more subscribers, more viewers, and actually made more ad revenue in the last week. So I'll have to go through all my videos, I guess, and do that. But I do apologize to all you guys who have been watching, especially you guys who have been watching since the beginning, that you're just getting pummeled with ads. Nobody seemed to want to tell me this, but in the future, if you think something's wrong or you want me to change it, just like say something, because that's horrible. Again, I wouldn't even want to watch my own videos with that many ads being rolled. So yeah, just wanted to clear that up because I noticed that, like, was it like 4 or 5 days ago, and I was like, what? And so all right, that being said, I think we're all cleared up, updated here. It was definitely a lower dollar sales weekend this weekend than last, but again, last weekend was longer. I ran a bigger sale for the holiday, and yeah, but still some really cool, fun stuff in here. Total for this weekend was $1,842.01. And when I say dumpster fire last week, it carried into this week a little bit too. So for whatever reason, I missed. There were 2 cards this last week that unfortunately I don't have in inventory, and I don't know like what happened. I haven't done that in literally over a year, and it happened twice in the last like week and a half. So I have zero idea as to what occurred there. It almost feels to me like eBay like relisted some of my out of stock stuff or something. I really don't know, but it's definitely very strange. Either way, I'm not gonna say it's not my fault. It probably end up is, and it's just coincidence, but it's just definitely strange that it happened like that. So the first one last week, I actually bought a copy of the card for a higher price and had it shipped out to the customer's address. If that person didn't want it, I contacted them. I said, you're welcome to send it back for a full refund, but it's the same card, same grade, just different cert number. Now, this week, unfortunately, I didn't have any extra copies of the card. The card was way, way, way more expensive than what the person paid the rest of the copies that were listed. Otherwise, I probably would have just done it. So what I did is basically refund them in full, and then I'm just going to send them out something else, which is actually in here for the inconvenience. Because again, I usually like to take care of people when I make a mistake, because it really doesn't happen very often. I'm not saying that because, I'm being cocky, but, I've done this long enough that I usually don't make mistakes like that. So the total was $1,842.01. However, like 85 of that or like 90 of that or something got refunded. So we'll just say a clean $1,750 sounds about right. And then I'll show it as $1,800, and you'll see in the title. So $1,750 we're just going to say as the estimate for this weekend. As always, that does not deduct eBay fees, shipping costs, taxes, etc., etc. That is simply the gross amount for what you see in front of you. So again, shout out to that person. I don't know if they watch the videos or not. I thought it was a repeat customer, but I guess I can check, huh? Yeah, repeat buyer. I'm pretty sure I recognize the name. If this person watches, again, I appreciate you responding right away and saying that you were, you're obviously a little disappointed, but you're chill with it, and hopefully, what I'm sending you then, makes up for it, because again, it really doesn't happen very often. So, all right. That being said, let's jump into this. Let me get it set up. Get this scrolled down, and then we will roll right into this. Quantity wise, not a ton. Some like mid-tier dollar cards in here for sure, like 250 plus. Just some nice overall stuff, and some stuff we probably haven't seen here sell for a while either. So it'll be fun. And we got the Moo Moo Milk. I do like Moo Moo Milk. All right. Because I messed up my stack on the other one already. Cool. All right, first up, I'll zoom you guys out just a tad. We have a Weezing Vending Series PSA 8. Just your iconic. Oh, this is actually, I was going to say Sugimori. This is Kenji Kinabuchi. No way. That's kind of cool. I really like this. And now that I'm looking at it closer, I like it even more. Even though his buddy's kind of cross-eyed. Okay. Anyway, PSA 8 on this copy, $25.64. If anybody knows me and my collection, which I may have never showed these off before, it'd actually be something I do here in the future. I have a case with like a ton of like my favorite cards in. I may have shown it off at one point. But the dollar amount that's in there is just too much to have in a case, like just hanging out in the house. So I need to, I'm in the process of disassembling that. Maybe I'll show those off in a cool video of a collection video. And then what I'm going to do is end up replacing them with new modern like alt arts and stuff like that. So I had just picked up this a little bit ago. I think I showed that one off. And then this one just came in over the weekend. We got the Latias EX special art rare. And then of course, I'll probably end up throwing this in there. We got the Umbreon EX special art rare. So that's what I'm planning on doing with that. But anyway, these are some of my favorite cards of all time. The 10th anniversary promos. The Pikas are amazing. It's by Yukimori, and I know a lot of people feel a certain way about Yukimori. They either love her or they just completely think it's trash. I am a huge, massive fan. And again, these are some of my favorite cards. The Bulbasaur is my profile picture. That is probably my favorite card of all time. And then, again, there's 5 of these Pikas. 98, 99, 100, 101, and 102 DPP. And they're either this art. There's 2 of them this art where he's waving. And then there's 3 where he's like kind of like moving like slightly, I think. I don't know. It's been a while. I can't like describe it well, but all of them it's the same clay figure, but they're all with a different background, so it's kind of cool. And they're in different areas in Japan. So this is Nagoya, this is 101. This is definitely a little rarer, but PSA 9 this one, $247.94. I have all these in PSA 10. I think they're definitely sleepers. I think they're going to be super valuable at some point, but I really just don't care because again, they're in my collection and they're some of my favorite. So again, we're 2 cards in. We went on a rant and ramble. You guys know how it is. It is what it is. We have Kadabra here, Vending Series Card Ass. This is the red version because of the color that it is. Excellent condition, $15.29. Empoleon Level X. This is the Shining Darkness or whatever release promo from Diamond and Pearl. Moderately played in this copy, $10.79. Hold on a sec. What do we do here? Well, this has got to pair up with this one, so that was a mistake. Because it's the same buyer. And I always put 2 cards in one, especially with the same buyer. It just, some people don't like it, most people don't care. But it saves me, obviously, you know, you're literally doubling up the money. But more so, when there's one card in a top loader, a lot of times it'll move around more. So when you have 2 in there, it just stops them from moving. So as long as you're not like incapacitating them and they're getting like shoved in there, like these obviously tap down, you're fine. But yeah, when it's just one card, they slide out easier. So it's better just to ship like this. And again, save me a little money. So again, we have Garchomp C-Level X here, moderately played, $12.82. This is from the SP half deck. We have Wobbuffet regular rare here from Miracle Desert. Near mint condition on this copy, $11.69. It's definitely a card may never have been seen on this channel. We have Gengar, Lost Link. Really nice card here. PSA 8, $283.49. Now, it's funny with this card. I tell you guys all the time, I'm not a big fan of people when they try to lowball and then they get mad when you don't want to sell it to them for quote-unquote last sold or market. I'm sorry to say there is no market price for stuff that's not modern. Modern, sure. There is a somewhat market price because there's so much available. But this is a 15-year-old card. You're not going to find too many copies for sale at any given time. There is no market or last sold. It is what's available and what the price is at the time for what's available. This one I got offered by someone. They did apologize. They pulled the market, which it's usually a newer collector thing where they just constantly do the market thing, especially on vintage stuff. And he did apologize, but there was another person that got mad because I wouldn't sell this for $210. Like, I was like, sorry, like, no, like, I'm not doing that. And of course, here it is. It sold $283.49. So don't let people intimidate you. Stand your ground. It doesn't mean be a jerk, but at the same time, don't let people intimidate you and think that you need to sell a card to them for a price they want. No, if you don't think it's worth that, you don't sell it to them. You hold it, you sell it for what you think it or know it's worth, and usually, most times, 99% of the time, it's going to sell for that. Now, again, sometimes you'll be wrong, and it'll never sell at that price, and you'll have to come down. But most times, especially if you're being conscious of what's available, it's going to sell for what you want at some point as long as you're patient. So there you go. Little tidbit of information. Just don't be intimidated as a seller. A lot of buyers try to do that. They try to stress you. They try to make you feel like you're at fault. It's kind of crazy. Those people can, well, put it blatantly, fuck right off. So moving on. Blastoise E-Starter deck. PSA on this copy, $60 flat. This is kind of a cool Blastoise. I know somebody is a big Blastoise collector. I don't know if they're going to watch this video or when they do, but we'll see what they think on this one. Who did the artwork? Hiramochi Sugiyama. Well, that person didn't do a ton of artwork, but it's pretty cool. We'll see if that person, and they're going to know who they are, likes that Blastoise. They're probably going to say no just because I thought it was kind of cool. So, whatever. All right, we got Muck, Cardass, Vending, green version. Excellent condition. $10.79, and then we also have a near mint copy, $13.49. So I actually really like this order. We also have a Muck Cardass, excellent condition, $7.19. Excellent condition, $7.19, and near mint, $8.99. Followed by a Muck EX Rulers of the Heaven PSA 10, $143.99. The same person bought this. I think Muck is like super good Pokemon. It has a lot of really good cards. One off the top of my head is one of my favorite. It probably is my favorite Muck. I believe it's Town and No Map, the E-Series Holo, or I guess maybe it's Aquapolis in English. I really can't remember what it is exactly in English, but it's probably a pretty good guess. The Town and No Map Holo from E-Series. It's actually something I should pick up and actually put a copy of it in my collection. I've graded a few. I've had a few. I actually might have a copy right now, believe it or not, because I have grass PSA cards that I haven't listed. So if I have a copy of it in there, I might just throw it in the collection just because this like really spurred like my Muck enthusiasm. I love this EX. I love that E-Series card, and like I just love when I see people buy quote-unquote less popular Pokemon that I think are actually really good and have a lot of good artwork. So shout out to this person. If they end up watching the video, enjoy your Mucks. They are quite cool. Again, $143.99 on this one. All right. Mr. Mime, Detective Pikachu. He is ghost riding the whip. At least I think that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. I don't care if he's not. That's what he's doing. Mr. Mime, PSA 10, Detective Pikachu, $49.49. It's crazy to think that this set is now 6 years old. And last stack here. I've rambled a lot for you guys. I had to make up for last week, of course. We have Keldeo EX full art here. Black and white stuff seems to be going crazy. In general, the market itself is very up right now. Like, I think things are finally drying up from the downturn that we had in like 22 and 23, and then slightly into 24. I think all this excess vintage stuff is finally drying up, and the demand is also increasing on top of that, and what you get as a result is a lot more stuff selling and prices being much higher. So again, Keldeo EX here, full art, Cold Flare, excellent condition, $33.29. Continuing on the black and white trend, we have a Houndoom here from Megalo Cannon, excellent condition, $7.19. I will say that this Houndoom, the face looks very skinny, so it's kind of like strange, but I do really like this Houndoom overall. Shin Nagasawa did this one, and then this one is super good as well. We have the Houndoom here from Reviving Legends, Holo Rare, near mint condition, $17.99. We see these pretty often on the channel just because I had got lucky and a while back purchased a ton of these because they were weirdly available. We have Glaceon, Dawn Dash, near mint, $31.49. Beautiful, beautiful card. Throwing it all the way back to base set, we have the Gyarados. It's hard to beat the OG Gyarados, which I don't know if that's a swirl or not, but either way, it looks really cool. He's like breathing out water with sparkle. Vomiting sparkles or confetti, sure. Gyarados base set, heavily played, $16.19. We have Dark Electrode here. Again, this with the release of the Rocket set, the Gloria Team Rocket, I've definitely seen an uptick in Rocket stuff selling. And on top of that, now that we have this new black and white set coming out, I've definitely seen an uptick in black and white stuff selling. But Dark Electrode here from Rocket Gang Strikes Back. Excellent condition, 1709. And then we have the Dark Crobat from Rocket Gang Strikes Back, moderately played, 1259. Which this one, there's a lot more going on in this one than you can really see, but there's a Crobat in the back, a moon. There's just a lot. There's a lot. It's a good card. All right, we got Palkia, level X from the Palkia level X deck. Moderately played. I guess it would help if I scroll down, huh? Moderately played, 1079. And then we have another one of the Garchomp C level X's from the SP half deck. Damage condition, 899. We have a Lugia break here. Again, breaks are starting to trend up. XY, Sun and Moon, a lot of this stuff is really starting to trend in price for sure, because I think the supply is finally drying up, and I think people are appreciating it again. But we have the Lugia break here from Psychic King, Awakening Psychic King, 26.99 in near mint condition. Then we have the Lugia EX from Plasma Gale, excellent condition, 17.99. We have the Eevee with the foiling and Pikachu 711 BWP promo. Don't worry, what you're seeing there isn't on the card. That's just on the sleeve. Heavily played 1079. And then we have the, we're going all eras here. This order was all eras. Interesting. We have the Rayquaza here from the V starter set purchase. This is an SP promo, near mint, 539. Speaking of black and white, this is my last copy of this going out the door. I always really like this Professor Juniper here from Thunder Knuckle. I just think the texture, the color, the orange, everything about this is just a really nice trainer full art. PSA 9 in this copy, $355.49. I remember when the 10 copies I had were selling, I think I sold all of them for like 1,000 plus, maybe even closer to 1,500 for them during like the waifu craze, and then when prices were, you know, through the roof to the moon. They're through the roof right now, but they weren't to the moon at that point. Or they're not to the moon right now. They were then. All right. We have another one of these EVs. Did I say Pikachu earlier? I don't know what I said, but it's an Eevee with a Pikachu. Might as well be a Pikachu. Black and white promo again from 7-Eleven. Moderately played on this copy, $15.99. We have Glaceon. This is a gym promo from SMP. Light play, $5.99. This is actually a really nice card. Mizui did this one, or Mizu, however you want to say it. This is also a really cool one. We have the Poliwrath here from Vending Series, and this would have been an artwork that was submitted by this person, Yuki Kawamura, and then they made it into a card. They also did this with the Snorlax from Vending, and I believe, is it the Mr. Mime? I can't remember. There's a couple, though. There's definitely a couple from this Vending Series that were submitted by kids and then put into the Vending Series set. But I don't even know what I said. Light play on this. I don't know if I said it or not. Light play, $23.99. And then lastly for this should have been a Price's Delibird VS Series PSA 10, and it would have sold for $85. But instead, we have a freebie here for this customer who, again, I unfortunately lost the copy of that card, or it sold and got relisted by eBay, or something happened. Doesn't matter. It's not available. The customer's been refunded. But I'm going to send out this Mysterious Mountains Delibird here. PSA 9. I think I had this listed for $49.99. Probably would have sold for like $40. So, you know, again, freebie here for them, getting a little value. And I had the label printed already, so I was going to send them something. So, yeah, hopefully you enjoy this. This is a really good Kazuki artwork. So, again, total for this weekend would have been $1,842.01, but because of the mishap, again, we're going to estimate about $1,750 flat for the weekend. Again, really good sales weekend overall. I apologize I didn't get you guys the video last week. That would have been a really good one. I think the total was like $4,600 or 50 something, or like 5,000 something. I don't know. Something along those lines. But it didn't happen. It is what it is. You guys are going to get plenty of these in the future. One missed isn't going to kill you, and I'm sorry that we did miss it, though. So, yeah. Expect another video this week, an opening video, and then expect another 2 videos next week. Again, PSA submission should be coming back soon here. We will see. And then, yeah, we'll talk more then. So, as always, like, subscribe, comment down below, or don't. But either way, I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you.